Social Zoom Factor episode 210.
Driving results in business these days takes something special. It's a combination of the right info and the right energy. Pam Moore has both and is here to help you avoid the pitfalls and guide your business and life by leveraging and integrating social media, powerful branding, and digital marketing. Welcome to Social Zoom Factor. Now it's time to live life zoomed.
Are you ready to take your new idea to fruition? One of the first things you need to do is get your business online. Our partner HostGator can take you from zero to turbo fast. Download their Get Online the Easy Way ebook and receive a coupon code for 30% off any new hosting package. Simply visit socialzoomfactor.com/HostGatorEasy or simply text HostGator to 33444. The Marketing Nuts Agency helps companies transform their social and digital business from the inside out. Visit their website at www.themarketingnutswithaz.com for a client list, case studies, and some amazing free resources to get you started down the path of success. Hey there, Zoomers, and welcome to Social Zoom Factor. This is your host, Pam Moore. All right, today we are in the beginning, we're episode 3 of our Pay to Play series. So the title of this series is It's a Pay to Play World. Are you ready? And we're digging in initially to Facebook advertising. But as you know, the digital and the social and the media world is absolutely changing. And the only guarantee we have is change. And so you must know how to play and be successful with your business and your life in this pay to play world, because many of the things that we used to get for free, we now have to pay for. And wouldn't you like to make sure that everything you're paying for, you are optimizing your ROI? So that's exactly what we are doing in this series. And in episode 208, we talked about 5 foundational elements that you need before you even think about doing Facebook advertising. Episode 209, we talked about the difference between a Facebook boosted post and other advertising options. And I kind of stuck that early on because that's one of the top frequently asked questions that I get from people of all walks and sizes, and all industries, and the list goes on. And then today we are going to talk about advertising policies of Facebook. And I know that may sound a little bit boring, so it's not. So if you are wanting to be successful in the world of Facebook advertising, you need to understand their policies. And I know when we were educating ourselves and re-educating ourselves and re-educating ourselves on Facebook advertising, nobody's ever talking about the policies. Nobody makes it clear. And I wound up wasting so much time looking for some of this information that through the process, that is why we have decided we are doing things like this Fundamental 101 podcast series on Facebook advertising. It's also why we're talking about policies today. And it's also why we are launching a brand new training portal and comprehensive training system for you that is going to help you not only with Facebook advertising, but with digital and social marketing in general, and personal branding and strategic planning for your online business. So make sure you go check that out at socialprofitfactor.com, or you can go to socialzoomfactor.com/socialprofitfactor. And we have some very exciting things coming with that. It has been a dream of mine for a long time, and we are finally making some huge changes in our business and doing some pivots and refining our services so we can really get back to what we love and the passion that we have for servicing the small and medium business with some do-it-yourself type of information and resources. It's how we started many years ago, and we're going back to our passion and our love. And I'll tell you, my friends, it feels so good. So we will still be working with large brands and some, gym clients here and there, but it will be more consulting and in special types of engagements. So anyway, more to come on that. But let's dig in to advertising policies on Facebook. I want you to put on your geek hat today, your little attorney hat, and I want you to think about what you need to do to be successful. And when it comes to Facebook, unfortunately, there are a ton of rules. There are a ton of guidelines that they have, and you can end up wasting a lot of time and money because time is money, right? Time is our most valuable asset. And if you do not take the time up front to understand the policies of Facebook advertising, you're going to end up really frustrated. And I've seen so many small business leaders just give up on Facebook advertising because their ads keep getting denied. So and the truth is they don't know the policies to make sure that their ads can be successful. So if you've ever had a Facebook ad be declined, raise your hand. All right, I'm raising my hand right now. I've had some ads be declined and I have been so frustrated. I'm like, why did they not accept that ad? This is going to be a very helpful podcast for you. So even if you've been doing Facebook ads for a long time, I guarantee you're going to learn something today. So you need to know before any ad shows up on Facebook or Instagram, they are reviewed to make sure they meet the advertising policies of Facebook. Now, these used to be called the advertising guidelines. Now they're called the advertising policies. Typically, most ads are reviewed within 24 hours, although in some cases it takes longer. And I have seen, we do Facebook advertising for some of our clients, and I have seen Facebook advertisements take anywhere from, 15 minutes up to the 24 hours to be approved. Most of them are done within that 24-hour period. And Facebook has recently stated that they're really going to be working hard to make sure those get approved in a timely manner. Now, two of the most common reasons why your ads may not be passing the review of Facebook. Let's talk about this. Are you mentioning Facebook in your ads? Are you? So if you are, make sure that you are writing Facebook with a capital F and make sure that you display the word Facebook in the same font size and style as the content surrounding it. Okay. So you can't fake like you're Facebook when you're not Facebook. And do not use the Facebook logo in place of the word Facebook. Do not make Facebook plural. It's not Facebooks. It's not the Twitters. It's Twitter. It's Facebook. Use it as a verb or abbreviate it. So you cannot abbreviate Facebook. You cannot use an altered version of the Facebook logo in the image of your ad. Okay. So make sure if you're using any ad that has the word Facebook in it, that you are using it correctly. And I would make sure you go look at that policy before you post your ad. Now, age-restricted material. It could be getting denied because of this as well. Some ads are not approved because they might be trying to show photos or messages to a younger audience. So, for example, ads for alcohol, they need to meet certain guidelines, which includes restrictions on age based on the targeted location laws of alcohol ads. So I have heard this from some people who have worked for companies who have been trying to do this type of advertising, and I know they have been very frustrated. And even if you have alcohol included in some of your ads, you may be seeing those get denied. So make sure you are aware of that. Now, other things you need to know is that Facebook policies, they apply to all ads and commercial content served by or purchased through Facebook. So on or off the Facebook services, these are ads that you're purchasing through other platforms that are appearing on Facebook, ads on Instagram. Your use of Facebook's advertising products and services is part of Facebook under Facebook's statement of rights and responsibilities. Okay. So you are subject to additional terms or guidelines if you use Instagram or certain Facebook advertising related products or services. You need to know what you're dealing with. Advertisers are responsible for understanding and complying with all applicable laws and regulations. Okay. They do not use personal data for ad targeting, sensitive data. So topics you choose for targeting your ad do not reflect the personal beliefs, characteristics, or values of the users. And if you are managing ads on behalf of other advertisers, each advertiser or client must be managed through separate ad accounts. So you must not change the advertiser or client that is associated with an established ad account. Instead, you need to set up a new account. So you're responsible for ensuring that each advertiser complies with these advertising policies. So that means if you are advertising for your customers, they need to have their own advertising account. Just know they have the right and they reserve the right to reject, approve, or remove an ad for any reason. It's up to them. It's kind of like free will employment, okay? They don't have to give you a lot of explanation. And I recently did a blog post and a podcast episode you probably saw, which had some reasons and things that smart Facebook marketers never do. And it had a little dislike image on it with the thumb going down for Facebook. And I posted that on one of my Facebook business pages, and I wanted to boost that post, and Facebook denied my ability to boost that post because they said it was negative. So it was negative toward Facebook, even though it was really positive. I was trying to help drive positive behavior on Facebook. They denied that post to be boosted. So what could I do? I'm not going to sit there and whine about it. I looked at the post. I'm like, well, it is kind of a negative image. They have the right to deny our content anytime they want. Now, other things are prohibited content. So ads must not constitute, facilitate, or promote illegal products, services, or activities. Ads targeted to minors must not promote products, services, or content that are inappropriate, illegal, or unsafe, or that exploit, mislead, or exert undue pressure on the age groups targeted. Okay, that's directly from the Facebook advertising policy. Ads should not promote the sale or the use of the following: illegal prescription or recreational drugs, tobacco products and related paraphernalia, unsafe supplements as determined by Facebook in its sole discretion, weapons, ammunition, or explosives, or adult products or services. Okay. All ads must not violate any of their community standards. So make sure you familiarize yourself with that. And then same thing goes for Instagram. So if you're advertising on Instagram, you need to be educated on the Instagram community guidelines as well. And ads cannot contain any content that infringes upon or violates the rights of any third party. So that includes copyright, trademark, privacy, publicity, or other personal and proprietary rights. So basically, you can't steal other people's content and then advertise it. And I know this sounds crazy, but it's amazing how many people, even in the digital space, that preach and teach ethics and integrity are grabbing other people's video and content and boosting those posts. You would be amazed if I showed you some of the things that I get sent almost on a weekly basis from people who are even leaders in the space. So if it's not yours, do not claim it to be yours. Always give credit where credit is due and make sure that you have full rights to that content before you are posting it on your page and advertising it. Another thing that is prohibited is adult content. Okay, this should not be a surprise, but this includes nudity, pictures of people who are in suggestive positions or activities. Maybe they're overly suggestive or sexually provocative. You can look at the Facebook advertising policies for specific examples here. Other things that are prohibited is shocking or sensational or disrespectful or excessively violent content. So that may be pictures of a gun pointing at you. Facebook shows that as an example, or image intended to shock users. And that could be, a car crash. And even Facebook, I've seen them where they used to be more lenient in the past. Like I had this image that I used for years that was one of our highest converting images ever. And it was a picture. You may have seen it because I do a lot of keynote speaking and training. And it was an image with a big fat cow stuck over a fence. And I used to run an ad that would say, feeling stuck? because that would go with almost any type of marketing service we wanted to offer, right? Or many of our call to actions and download white papers and worksheets and tools work great with that because we offer a ton of resources to help people get unstuck. Well, I recently, within the past 6 months, tried to run an ad using that image, and Facebook denied it, saying it was too negative of an image. Okay. It drives me nuts. But just know some things that may get approved one day may not get approved another day, because at the end of the day, it's humans that are approving these things, right? It's humans that are reading it and approving it or not approving it. Now, other things that are not going to be approved are if you are using race, religion, and names. Okay. So content that asserts or implies personal attributes. So you need to stay clear of different direct or even indirect assertions or implications about a person's race, their religion, their ethnic origin, their beliefs, their sexual orientation, their age, their practices, gender identity. I know that's a big topic right now. Disability, medical condition. You need to be really careful of that. Also included, financial status. Okay, so you may not get away with, are you dead flat broke? Membership in a trade union, criminal record, or their name, obviously. Okay. Deceptive, false, or misleading content is not going to be approved. That's pretty obvious. And that includes deceptive claims, offers, business practices, content that exploits controversial, political, or social issues for a commercial purpose. Audio or flash animations that plays automatically without a person's interaction or expands within Facebook after someone clicks on the ad. Non-functional landing pages. This is huge. So this includes landing pages that interfere with the person's ability to navigate away from the page. Is that not so stinking annoying when you click on an ad on Facebook and you go to a page or wherever you're coming from and you cannot get away from that page? I don't think there's anything more annoying than that. So you need to know, if you put a landing page that's connected to your ad on Facebook, Facebook is going to take a look at that landing page. So you need to make sure it's virus free, that it is optimized, that it's going to give your audience, whoever clicks that ad, a positive experience. All right. You don't want to get on Facebook's bad list. Obviously, this includes spyware, malware, or any software that is going to result in a bad experience, a deceptive experience. This could include links to sites that contain those type of products as well. Okay. You can't say, I didn't know that was a rule. That's not going to help you out. Bad grammar, bad punctuation. Make sure make sure it looks good, it reads good, and images that portray a non-existent functionality, they say, is not going to work. So here would be a good example of something that you want to do would be like something that says get details or download now or, check this out. You want to avoid an image that has a misleading element such as a play button, because they're not going to be able to play. If it's an ad, they're not going to be able to click that ad and play that video right away. Now, here's one that I don't like and this is images that contain before and after, or images that contain unexpected or unlikely results. So this includes images that emphasize an ideal body or body parts, or images showing unexpected or unlikely results, such as before and after images. They're not allowed. So I have to tell you, we work with a large franchise company. When we work with a lot of different franchise organizations, and we always work from the top down. And one of them that we work with they're in the fitness industry, and it's really hard to show some of the results because we cannot use before and after images on Facebook. We can, however, use images that show healthy habits rather than physical attributes. So we can, Facebook loves us to show healthy, happy people, but they don't like us to, and they will not let us advertise with images of people who maybe they were really overweight and then they became really fit. Okay. They don't like that. Even if it's a true story, true images, they're going to deny that ad, which is a bummer. Okay, now let's quickly talk about another category of restricted content. So this includes alcohol. Bottom line, if you are advertising alcohol, you need to look at Facebook advertising policies. I'm not going to read them to you here on this podcast. 2, is dating. So ads for online dating services are only allowed with prior written permission. These must adhere to the dating targeting requirements and are dating quality guidelines. Okay. In order to be a registered dating partner, you need to fill out specific forms with Facebook to begin your application process. And we actually had a client who was starting a consulting business working in the dating space. And I'll tell you, they had to jump through some hoops to make that happen with Facebook. 3 is online real money gambling, games of skill. So make sure you come up to speed on what those guidelines and laws are. State lotteries, same thing. Online pharmacies, ads for online and offline pharmacies are only permitted with prior written permission. Supplements, ads that promote acceptable dietary and herbal supplements may only target users who are at least 18 years of age. And we actually have a current client who's doing this right now. Subscription services, so ads for subscription services or that promote products or services that include negative options, automatic renewal, free to pay conversion billing products, or mobile marketing are subject to their subscription service requirements. So make sure you know what those are, as well as branded content. So ads from verified pages promoting branded content must tag the featured third-party product, brand, or sponsor using the branded content tool. And this is something brand new from Facebook. So branded content within ads is defined as content where the content's editorial voice has been influenced by and features a third-party product, brand, or sponsor. So when promoting branded content integrations, advertisers must use the branded content tool. All right. So you need to, if you're using branded content and you're wanting to sponsor that, if you're an influencer that's wanting to sponsor, you're getting paid for that type of content, you want to make sure that you are following those guidelines. Right. So we're getting ready to dig into video ads, some targeting, positioning, and some other things that I know you're going to need to know about Facebook advertising policies. But before we go there, we need to hear a few words from our sponsors. So please give them a listen, and I will be right back. The new year brings a time for evaluation, reflection, and planning. As an entrepreneur, you know your product, your target market, and how you are going to differentiate from competition to achieve success. One thing that often gets forgotten, though, is the online foundation. Do you have the right digital foundation to build a structurally sound business, or are you building on sand and hoping it will hold? Successful businesses are built on steady ground. You need a blueprint for success, curb appeal, and security. Our partner HostGator can help you do this and more. Download their Business Builder Kit, inclusive of 9 steps for planning your website, 10 mistakes to avoid on your homepage, and 3 easy steps to protect your website from hackers. Simply go to socialzoomfactor.com/HostGatorBiz or text HostGatorBiz to 33444. Again, that is socialzoomfactor.com/HostGatorBiz or text HostGatorBiz to 33444. Do you ever feel stuck in a rut, like your online business and social business isn't all that it could be? The Marketing Nuts Agency helps small businesses clear up to the Fortune 50 brands, provide clarity and vision for current and future programs. The Marketing Nuts believe in ROI-driven decision-making while still inspiring audiences with relevant content. From social business strategy and consultation, influencer marketing, to corporate training and workshops, and fully outsourced digital and social programs. The Marketing Nuts helps you prioritize your investment, impact business goals, and inspire your audience to invest in a relationship with you. To start the conversation, visit www.themarketingnuts.com. I'm back. Okay, let's talk about video ads. So for video ads, you must follow the policies for Facebook advertising and the community standards, as well as the following. And so just because it's a video ad, it doesn't mean that you have different types of policies. You need to follow all the policies we've talked about so far, plus what I'm getting ready to tell you. Number 1 is prohibited content. You cannot have interruptive experiences. What they mean by that, you cannot have disruptive tactics such as flashing screens. So videos and other similar ad types cannot use things that are like, hey, like yelling at you in video with a flashing screen to look at you. Can't happen. Second thing, entertainment related restrictions. So ads for movie trailers, for video game trailers or TV shows or any type of similar content intended for mature audiences are only allowed with prior written permission from Facebook. Oh, happy joy, and must target people who are at least 18 years of age, right? And excessive depictions of the following content are not allowed in these ads. That includes drugs and alcohol. Surprise, surprise, not adult content, profanity, or violence and gore. All right. That's pretty obvious, right? So basically, don't make video ads that are graphically screaming at people, scaring them, or trying to say, look at me. And don't include ad movie trailers, those types of things for an audience that is younger than 18. You need to make sure that you are using the targeting for people who are at least 18, and make sure you're not using the content that is not allowed around violence and profanity and adult content. Pretty common sense to me. Okay, so targeting. You must not use targeting options to discriminate against, harass, provoke, or disparage users, or to engage in predatory advertising practices. So that means you need to have good intentions, right? 2, if you target your ads to custom audiences, you must comply with the applicable terms when you create an audience. Okay, so you need to know what the terms are. You need to know what all these guidelines are. And you need to make sure if you're targeting a certain age group that you are providing content that is appropriate for that age group or for that demographic or that interest or whatever word you're using. You need to make sure your intention is good and that Facebook sees your intention is good. Now, positioning. This is so important, but it's also foundational 101 to me. Positioning. They have 3 foundations they list. So when you are positioning your ad, it must be relevant. Hello, how many podcasts have I talked about relevancy? All components of an ad, including any text, images, or other media, must be relevant and appropriate to the product or service that is being offered and the audience viewing the ad. So that means you can't target an audience that would clearly have no interest in what you're talking about. All right. So that content needs to match up to the relevance of that audience. Accuracy. Ads must clearly represent the company, the product, the service, or the brand that is being advertised. Okay. You need to be honest. You need to be accurate. You need to be authentic. We talk a lot about that too here on Social Zoom Factor, don't we? And number 3 is landing pages. So products and services promoted in the ad copy must match those promoted on the landing page, and the destination site may not offer or link to any prohibited product or service. Okay. So your landing page matters. Your landing page must match what you have in your ad. You can't have an ad that says, hey, check out this offer and do ABC. And then you go to the ad and it's something completely, utterly different. Okay. So last but not least, we're almost to the end. Is Facebook talks about lead ads. So basically, advertisers cannot create lead ads questions to request certain types of information without their prior written permission. So this includes all types of personal information. I'm not going to read it to you, but you need to make sure you know. It's things like social security numbers, no brainer, financial information, account numbers. Yeah, I really want to give my account number to somebody on Facebook. Not health information, insurance information, usernames and passwords, political affiliation, criminal or arrest history. Okay, some of it seems common sense to us, but obviously it's not, because Facebook needs to have it in its terms and conditions. Okay, so then we have use of Facebook brand assets. So ads, this is really important. Ads must not imply a Facebook or Instagram endorsement or partnership of any kind or an endorsement by any other Facebook company. Okay. So even if you're offering a service related to Facebook or a product related to Facebook, you need to make it very clear that you are not with Facebook and you're not associated with Facebook. Okay. You were just using Facebook platform and advertising to promote your product and service, and make sure you do all the things I talked about earlier about how you utilize the word Facebook and in your text, and that you're not using the Facebook logo and all of those things. Ads linking to Facebook or Instagram branded content may make limited reference to Facebook or Instagram in the ad text for the purpose of clarifying the destination of the ad only. Okay, so you can use the name Facebook, you can use the name Instagram, but make sure you're very precise and clear, and that you're utilizing it in a way that Facebook is going to see that as positive. Okay. Third is all other ads and landing pages must not use their copyrights, pretty obvious, trademarks, or any confusingly similar marks except as permitted by their brand usage guidelines or the Instagram brand guidelines, or with their prior written permission. All right, pretty easy. Next, this is last but not least, is data use restrictions. You need to ensure that any ad data that you are collecting, received, or derived from your Facebook or Instagram ad is only shared with someone acting on your behalf, so such as your service provider. You're responsible for making sure that any service providers that you are using are obviously protecting any Facebook advertising data or information that you are obtaining from Facebook, right? You need to limit their use, and you need to keep that information safe and keep it confidential and secure. Pretty 101 to me. And do not use Facebook advertising data for any purpose except on an aggregate and anonymous basis, and only to assess the performance and effectiveness of your Facebook advertising campaigns. And this means using Facebook advertising data, including retargeting, commingling data across multiple advertisers' campaigns, or allowing piggybacking or redirecting with tags, okay, unless authorized by Facebook. So that can get tricky. If you didn't know what any of those things meant that I just told you, don't worry about it. If you do, you need to make sure that you're looking it up. 3 is don't use Facebook advertising data, including the targeting criteria for your ad, to build, edit, append to, influence, or augment user profiles, including profiles associated with any mobile device identifier or other unique identifier that identifies any particular user, browser, computer, or device. And the last item for data use restrictions is do not transfer any Facebook advertising data to any ad network, ad exchange, data broker, or other advertising or monetization related service. So there you have it. You now have the Facebook advertising policies in a nutshell in just about a 30-minute podcast. So I know that so many of us learn differently. Some people need visual, some people need audio, some people need both. So my goal with this podcast today was to give it to you in a nutshell through audio, because I know a lot of people, it's better kind of hearing things like this that are technical and could be overwhelming, hearing it from a person versus having to read this boring content in Facebook policies manual. You now just heard it from me. So I hope that I gave you the good highlights. I hope that I have inspired you to go do the double click and check it out. I encourage you to go to facebook.com/policies/ads, and you will be able to see everything that I just talked about and loads more. I will also include a link to this on the show notes page for this episode. Simply go to socialzoomfactor.com/210, because this is episode 210. And do not forget to go sign up for early registration and access to our new training platform that we are launching. Just go to socialprofitfactor.com. Can't wait to see you there. Thank you so much for your time. I know it is so very valuable and limited, and I really appreciate you hanging out with me here at Social Zoom Factor. That's a wrap.
If you're ready to zoom your business and zoom your life, then don't let the end of this episode be the end of your journey. Visit socialzoomfactor.com/Zoom for incredible free resources and guides. And be sure to join the Social Zoom Factor mailing list so you never miss an episode. We'll see you next time on Social Zoom Factor.